6 steps of the research process. Task definition, information seeking strategies, location and access, use of information, synthesis, and evaluation. We're going to go through each of these 6 steps in a little more definition. Step 1 is task definition. The key question you should ask yourself in step 1 is, what is the project and what information do you need? So this is basically looking at the project and deciding, what do you need to do? What is your task? What are some topics or questions you need to answer? And what information will you need? The strategy to complete that question, or to list questions to answer about your project. Things like who, what, when, where, which, why, and how. You can also work by listing all of the requirements of the project and making a checklist, and developing a list of questions that you think need to be answered for your project. Step 2, information seeking strategies. Which resources are the best to use for your topic or project? Using the list of information resources that you already know about, brainstorm how each resource might be helpful to your topic and project. Don't limit yourself to one information resource. Consider how an atlas or an almanac, or maybe even an interview with someone, might be helpful to your project. Useful information usually can sometimes come from these sources if you take the time to do them. Step 3, locate and access information. How do I locate the sources and information that I need for my project? Make a list of terms, words, and phrases that relate to your research topic, both general and specific. So that means both big umbrellas and little umbrellas, both broad and narrow. These will become your search terms for when you start doing your research. For example, if the topic is how water purification impacted the world, you might start off with these phrases for searching. Water purification impact world. So that's, if I were using the internet, that's what I would put on the internet. Inventor water purification. Countries lack water purification. And the last one is good because it uses synonyms of all the words. Importance, clean, H2O. So it's good to use synonyms of the search terms that you're coming up with as well. Step 4, use of the information. What information do I need for my notes? After you've decided which sources you're going to use, for each source you should ask yourself, what information do I expect to find in this source? And then what information from this source is useful? Not every source you locate is going to be useful to you, so you have to decide whether or not it's useful. Carefully read, view, or listen for important information that answers your questions. So you should have your questions nearby as you're reading your sources. If the sources answer your questions, then it's a good source. Think about what you're reading. Take notes using a graphic organizer or a mind map, concept map, data charts, T-charts. Ask yourself, do you have enough information in your notes to write your rough draft or organize your project? If not, you need more sources. Step 5, synthesis. How can I organize and present my information? At some point, you need to start putting your information and ideas together to present them in a paper. You're creating new information when you do this. So you have to take what you learned and synthesize it into something that is unique to you and that meets the requirements of the paper. So what this requires is that you take multiple sources and create something new out of it. Explain what you want to do with the information in the required format given to you by your teacher. Consider making an outline, a list of key points, or a mind map to help organize your paper or project, and then write a rough draft that adheres to the requirements of the assignment. Finally, step 6 is to evaluate. How do you know you did well? Did you meet all the requirements, and did you follow the steps of the research process? Judge a completed project before you turn it in to me. You can use the rubric, or you compare your project to the assignment that's given to you in step 1. These are the 6 steps of the research process.